So you were surprised when I mentioned Steven Crowder today. You don't know what's going on with Steven Crowder?
I heard something about a contract and Crowder and Daily Wire, but honestly, I can't be bothered to give half a crap.
Listen, let me tell you what happened.
Did he dress
I'm
up
gonna
as
tell
a
you what
woman
happened.
again?
Nah, this is even better. Steven Crowder thought he was Joe Rogan, in my opinion. Steven Crowder thought he was Joe Rogan. All right, now Joe Rogan got the $100 million offer at Spotify, right?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan got the $100 million offer at Spotify. Daily Wire offered Crowder $50 million. You won't reach those who need evangelization if you leave the secular platforms. I'm not talking about leaving the
turn
secular.
down $50 million from the Daily Wire.
He turned down $50 million over 4 years. Okay, so it works out to $12 million a year. He turned it down for he had reasons to turn it down. Now listen, the thing is, Steven Crowder is a humongous entity. Now, what I was confused about is why doesn't he just start his own network? Like he is an entity unto himself. He does not need another. Like I don't understand why.
Because he was with Blaze for a while.
He was with Blaze. He let that contract run out. He didn't re-sign with them. I think he was under the impression he was going to get $100 million offer from somebody, and the closest thing he got was $50 million from Daily Wire. Now, Daily Wire, yeah, the number $50 million is big. There were a lot of clauses in there that really didn't work. And Steven's point is, they were paying him based on if he's is able to exist on these big tech platforms. So Crowder is notorious for getting suspended on YouTube. I mean, it's only a matter of time before he gets the boot. And in the contract said, if you get booted off YouTube, you lose 25% of that 50 mil. Now, 50 mil is not just for Steven. It's for his entire staff, his studio, his production values. Listen to me. Crowder's going to bring in 100,000 subs, paying $10 a month each. That's $10 million a month he's bringing in. I mean, that's all right. Is that, yeah. Or is it $1 million a month? It's $1 million a month. $1 million a month, right? $1 million a month over 12 months. So that's $12 million a year he's bringing in. I'm sorry, my math is bad, guys. So he's bringing in. If he gets 100,000 subs to Daily Wire, that's $12 million a year he's bringing in, and that's all they're paying him. He could literally just go on his own and get $12 million a year just from if 100,000 people sign up to Mug Club under his name.
Yeah, there's no security there, though. You know what I mean?
So the thing is, he probably could have pushed back on them and said, look, give me 18 million or so, whatever. He could have pushed back and said, this is what I want, whatever. So he shot it down. Now, the thing is, I think now he's in a position where he has to go on his own. I don't see him being able, SC is a rabid anti-Catholic. His knowledge of Catholicism is horrible.
He is pretty bad.
Steven Crowder is the worst. Yeah. Listen, do not take this as any kind of endorsement of Steven Crowder. My point is, I think he was under the impression he was going to get the Rogan offer or the Howard Stern offer. Like Howard Stern, they gave him $500 million for 5 years to go to Sirius. He's just not. It's just too risky to sign any conservative personality to a contract like that. It's crazy. Daily Wire is what's CA Catholic Answers. Daily Wire is Catholic Answers,
and then Steven Crowder is Taylor Marshall. Okay, but Catholic Answers would never give any sort of contract to Taylor Marshall. Let's be honest here.
Daily Wire is Catholic Answers. Steven Crowder is Taylor Marshall. Okay. So the thing is, the Crusade channel, right? They're just they're very niche, and I think Mike Church is trying different things, and I respect that. I think what Mike Church is doing is pretty cool. I think he needs to give a free portion of his network so that people like you only know about Mike Church's network because if he does like a guest appearance somewhere, Mike Church needs to do some kind of free combo to get people to suck them in so that they hear his show and then they want to join the network.
He needs to be more like us and deal drugs. I mean, wait.
Yeah, but what you're saying, you have to give a little free sample, right?
Hold on. My wife wants to point this out.
Who said niche?
You did.
When?
You said the Crusade channel is more niche.
Did I? All right, niche. And you're spelling, it's not niche. It's niche.
No, it's
not niche.
It's niche.
No, it's niche. We're gonna double
Such
down on this.
such a
I've
train
seen a few
wreck.
YouTube channels, not Catholic, that were a lot of fun, and then they got too big and too professional. So okay, so my vision is
Whoa, Don, are you scared of us getting professional?
that's never gonna happen. I think part of our charm is that
That it's literally impossible.
I'm not capable of professionalism. Um, I'll tell you what I really think needs to happen. I think there needs to be the Timcast IRL Catholic version. That's really what I think, and I don't know who's going to put it together. That's the thing. Like maybe it's got to be a guy like Seamus. Maybe it has to be Tim Gordon. It can't be us. We're too small. Like we're tiny. It's never going to be us. It would have
We
to be
also have no
somebody.
money to do this.
No, but that's the point, right? So it's got to be one of the bigger guys. They have to do it and give some of the like. All right, look, if we ever did get big, we're gonna bring talent up with us. Like it's like I feel like all the I feel like
Shot at
everybody's
Jason.
well. It's not a shot at Jason. It's
I'm joking.
we're doing. Listen, I'm not saying this in any kind of disparaging way. As we're the biggest out of our group, right? And it's not much. I mean, it's not like we're huge. We're just the biggest out of our group. But the point is,
200 subs.
we met Jason when he had 100 subs. But I liked him, and it was like, all right, well, we have 500. Let's try to introduce our audience to Jason's audience. It was never let's hang out with Jason so that we get to know his audience. He didn't really have an audience. It was more we just liked Jason and wanted to bring him and Mark on. It was so that's the point. It's like I'm waiting. I can invite all the guys on here that I want. You hope that you make enough of an impression that they say, hey, I want to bring those guys on my channel now. I'm not going to go and ask them to put me on their channel. And, I mean, I've had Tim Flanders ask us to go on. I've had one or two people ask me to come on their show, but the point is I'm not going to beg. It's like, if somebody wants us to come on, yeah. So Angela too. It's like, I didn't start hanging out with Angela because I wanted to meet her audience. It was, I just thought
we
Angela
needed a diversity hire.
It's because Angela's talented. She's
Way
great at
more
what
than
she
us.
does. Yeah, she's just great at what she does, and I wanted to just have another friend in this area. Look, we're not going and making friends with but then you look at Enoch, Rick Barrett, Steve Cunningham, those guys with the news from the Pew Crew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we muscled our way in to go with them, but they haven't asked us on their channel. Just Enoch did.